If you have an apple in your house and don't know what it really represents in Kabbalah, wait, because what I'm about to reveal can completely transform your relationship with prosperity. Stop what you're doing, seriously, because in the next few minutes you will discover something that has changed the lives of entire generations of my family and that you were probably never told in the synagogue, in church, anywhere. It has to do with a fruit. A simple fruit that you eat that is in your fridge right now and that carries one of the most powerful secrets of Jewish wisdom for attracting sustenance. And the most amazing part, you will do this tonight before you sleep. Let me tell you a story I heard from my grandfather when I was a child. He arrived in Brazil fleeing the war. He had nothing. Literally nothing. He slept in a borrowed basement, worked from dawn to dusk selling fabrics door to door. One day, an older Jewish lady saw him devastated, unable to sell anything for days, and asked, "Do you know what a tapuach is?" He said yes, it was apple in Hebrew. She smiled and said, "It's not just apple, it's promise." And she taught him a ritual that had been passed down for generations. To place an apple under the bed before sleeping, with a specific intention. He did it, and the next day, pay attention to this, he had the most unexpected sale of the week. A customer he had never seen before bought enough fabric for 3 months of sustenance. Now, before you think this is superstition, let me explain what is happening here. It's not magic, it's energetic alignment based on ancient principles of Kabbalah that most people have never learned because they have always been kept within the innermost circles of study. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. And answer me sincerely in the comments. Did you know that the apple has this meaning in Jewish tradition? Because I will read each response and it will help me understand how much I need to deepen these teachings here. Look, I'm going to show you 3 things today. First, why the apple is not just any fruit in Kabbalah. It represents the principle of Malchut, which is the physical manifestation of spiritual abundance. Second, the exact ritual you will do tonight before sleeping, step by step, with the right words in Hebrew that you need to pronounce. And third, what to observe in the coming days as a sign that the channel is open. The Hebrew word for apple is tapuach, but tapuach comes from the root that means perfume, fragrance. Why? Because in Kabbalah, the apple represents something that attracts. Just like the smell of a ripe fruit attracts those nearby, the apple symbolizes the ability to attract sustenance, opportunities, blessings that already exist in the spiritual realm, but need to be pulled into physical reality. There is a verse in Proverbs that says, "A word spoken at the right time is like apples of gold in settings of silver." Apples of gold. Gold is a symbol of wealth, but also of divine light manifested. The apple here is not decoration. It is an instrument of manifestation. In the Torah, when speaking of the Garden of Eden, many think that the forbidden fruit was an apple. But Jewish tradition never said that. The apple actually appears as a symbol of love and fertility in the Song of Songs. Under the apple tree I awakened you. It is awakening, it is activation. It is bringing from spiritual sleep to the vigilance of abundance. Now pay attention because this is technical but changes everything. The tree of life in Kabbalah has 10 sephirot, 10 divine emanations. The last one, which touches the physical world, is called Malkut, kingdom. It is where spiritual light becomes material reality. And the apple, in Kabbalistic symbolism, is the fruit of Malkut. It grows hanging, but when it ripens, it falls. Gravity, manifestation, from high to low, from the spiritual to the physical. When you place the apple under the bed, you are creating an energetic focal point right below the place where your body rests. Why does this matter? Because during sleep, your neshama, your soul, elevates. It ascends to the higher worlds, reconnecting with the source. And when it descends back to the body at dawn, it passes through that focal point you created. The apple serves as an anchor of intention. It holds the vibration you program before sleeping. Let me tell you another family story. Imagine a woman from our community who was going through serious difficulties. Business closed, overdue bills, that pressure that robs sleep. Someone taught her this ritual. She did it with genuine faith, not with desperation. He placed the apple, said the prayer, and slept. Days later, an old client who had owed for months appeared out of nowhere to pay. Coincidence? It could be, but this pattern repeats too much to be ignored. But be careful, it's not the apple that works miracles. It's the kavana, directed intention. The apple is the physical vehicle of your spiritual intention. Without clear intention, it's just a fruit rotting under the bed. With aligned intention, it's a tool for manifestation. Now, let's get practical. How do you do this? First, choose a fresh apple. It cannot be bruised, rotten, or have bad parts. Why? Because you are creating a symbol of perfection, of fullness. In Kabbalah, everything physical reflects the spiritual. A damaged apple symbolizes a blocked channel. Second, on the night you are going to do this, before placing it under the bed, hold the apple in both hands. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath 3 times. The number 3 represents Chesed, Gevurah, and Tiferet, mercy, rigor, and beauty in balance. And you speak in a low voice but with conviction. Blessed are you, eternal, which means Baruch Ata Hashem. And you continue. Just as this tapuar grows from the tree until it ripens, may the sustenance destined for me since creation ripen and fall into my life now. You are not asking for something that is not yours. You are activating something that has already been decreed. Kabbalah teaches that your parnasa, your sustenance, has already been determined on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. But the manifestation of this depends on the channels you open or close with your actions and intentions. Third step, you place the apple under the bed on the right side. Right side because it is the side of chesed, kindness, expansion. And you sleep. You don't think about it all night. You trust, bitachon. Absolute trust that the process is in motion. In the morning, when you wake up, you take the apple and eat it. Eat it with gratitude. Because now she fulfilled the role of anchoring her intention during the night, and by eating, you internalize that vibration. You make the act of receiving literal. Now, there is a detail that few know. If you want to intensify this, you can do it for 7 consecutive nights. 7 is the number of completeness in Jewish tradition. 7 days of creation. 7 years of the sabbatical cycle. When you do 7 nights, you are completing an energetic cycle. But be careful, it is not mandatory. 1 night already works if the intention is pure. If you want to learn other practical rituals like this, which come from ancient Jewish wisdom and that you can apply today, I created a complete ebook called The 7 Portals of Prosperity according to Kabbalah. Inside, there are rituals for each day of the week, specific prayers, deep explanations. The link is in the description. It's a small investment that can completely change your way of attracting sustenance. Now let me tell you something important. Maybe you are thinking, but does this really work? Look, I'm not going to promise you that in 24 hours you will wake up a millionaire. Those who promise that are lying. What I can tell you is that when you align your intention with true spiritual principles, you open channels. And these channels allow blessings that were blocked to flow. Kabbalah speaks of a concept called ishtadlut, human effort. You need to do your part in the physical world. But there is another concept called siyata dishmaya, help from the heavens. When you do your part with the right intention, help comes in ways you never imagined. Imagine someone who has been looking for a job for months. They have sent resumes, done interviews, nothing. They learn this ritual, do it with faith, and continue sending resumes. And suddenly, a position that wasn't even advertised appears for an acquaintance who remembered them out of nowhere. That is siyata dishmaya, the help that comes when the channel is open. Or think of someone who has their own business. It's slow, it's tough. Do the ritual, keep the intention clear, keep working. And an old client comes back. Or someone recommends their work without them asking. Or an opportunity arises from a completely unexpected place. This pattern frequently appears among those who practice these principles seriously. But I need to warn you about something. Your mind will resist. It will say, this is nonsense, this doesn't work, you're wasting your time. This voice is called Yetzer Hara in the Jewish tradition. The inclination towards evil, toward destructive skepticism, to give up before trying. And do you know why it speaks loudly? Because it is afraid of what will happen if you really align with these principles. Don't listen to that voice. Do the ritual seriously, with respect, with genuine faith, and observe. In the coming days, pay attention to people who reach out to you without you having asked, Opportunities that appear unexpectedly. Money you didn't expect to receive. Solutions to problems that seemed hopeless. These are the signs. And when it happens, because it will happen if you do it right, don't keep it to yourself. Come back here and leave your real testimony in the comments. Don't make it up, don't exaggerate, share what really happened. Because this helps other people believe that it's possible. Recapping because I want you to remember this. Fresh apple, undamaged. Hold it with both hands. Take 3 deep breaths. Speak the intention with the blessing. Baruch Ata Hashem, just as this tapua grows and mature, may my sustenance mature and come now. Place it under the bed, right side. Sleep with confidence. In the morning, eat the apple with gratitude. 7 nights if you want to complete the cycle, but 1 already opens the channel. Now I'm going to give you a blessing. And when I say blessing, it's not a formality. It's a spiritual decree based on millennia of tradition. So take a deep breath with me now and receive this in your heart. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He shine His face upon you and give you His grace. May He turn His face towards you and grant you peace, prosperity, and everything necessary for your soul to fulfill its purpose in this world. May the blocked channels of sustenance open now. May the provision destined for you since before you were born flow abundantly. May your table never lack bread. May your house never lack light. May your heart never lack hope. Amen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Activate the bell because next week I will reveal another secret related to salt and coins, which will perfectly complement what you learned today. Comment below if you will do the ritual tonight, and share this video with someone you know needs to hear this now. May the Lord bless you richly. Go in peace, go in faith, and go in prosperity.